Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Dani Changg. So today, I actually brought in some guests that I was actually on their podcast. So it's going to be a really good video for you guys today because they talk the things, they don't hold back in terms of their comments and what they want to say. And right now, I'll just flip it over to you guys to introduce yourselves.
Alright, what's going on everyone? Direct Poppy, James Poppy, Oxford Daddy, Direct Poppy. I said it twice. I'm happy to be on this channel. We have a podcast. We did an episode with Dani a couple months back. You guys should go check that out. The YouTube channel is ROTM Podcast.
Awesome.
I'm Chanel. I go by Coco, also known as Coco Shayu. I'm one female photographer in Toronto.
Wow.
I'm here with the family. First time being on Daddy's show, and I'm looking forward to the conversation.
All right.
It's your boy Kotiande, Kotiande. I'm back again. Thank you for having me on your channel.
Oh, no problem, guys. All right. So today we wanted to talk about some of the issues that have been circulating over the last year, but then also some really current issues as well. So first I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel that the Me Too movement has impacted the perspective of men towards women, or how they interact?
Ooh, me personally, man, it made me really, I don't know if it's afraid, but super conscious of the way I'm moving. I was already conscious of that already because just growing up with three sisters.
Okay.
But with that, it was even more to the point where it's some women were like, "What's wrong with you?" They'll come over to my house in my bedroom and stuff, and I'm like, "I'll let you do the first move because you're in my habitat. You're in my home court, so I need you to pass the ball so we can start playing." If I just start dribbling, you're like, "Whoa, I wasn't ready for all this," So I don't have any kind of charges on me,
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, for me, I feel like it has been an eye-opener for both gender, female and male, whereas women are now more vocal about the issue. Before it was more something it was more taboo to speak about sexual harassment. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be anywhere where women were not allowed to be vocal about the issue. And now with having that movement, it's helping anyone, even men. Men are coming out as well, because it does happen to everyone. And I'm a firm believer that using your voice will help change any issues that's happening in the world. I feel like the power of social media has definitely changed how people are just more impactful in society.
Well, I think it's great because it's now men and women are having those conversations in public and rather than behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
And being more vocal is a really good thing.
Me personally, I think it is great. It is great that women now and as you said, men have the opportunity to actually share their stories and feel empowered. But I also think that there is a double-edged sword aspect to it. There are also some potential negative effects of it as well, right? Because let's be real. Although yes, many women have gone through that horrible experience, anyone can lie. Men can lie, women can lie, children can lie. You know what I mean? Anyone can lie. So it also has the potential, especially with social media, to essentially ruin someone's reputation or career over something that may or may not be factual, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of gets into the next point. What is your guys' thoughts on the whole Majah Hype situation? Have you heard about it?
No, not really. Can you give us a little insight?
Oh, not really? Oh, wow, you guys really good. Are you on social media?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a bit about it, things came out about how he was treating his baby moms.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
He put hands on her and stuff, and she came out and spoke about that. And now the media, came out and said, we're going to cancel him. This is done. We women, it's over. And so, I mean, with that, again, kind of what you said, there's two sides to the story, and I hate doing that because it sounds victim blaming. But at the same time, it's tough to make a decision based on just one side, right? It reminded me of the Tory Lanez situation too, with Meghan and everything. How people were already decided based on just the thing that came out. Whether it's no, Meghan's 100% telling the truth, or whether it's Meghan's lying. You only have one side of the story.
Well, I'll be real, I think that's a little bit different because at the end of the day, she got shot, right? Did he accidentally shoot her? Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a little bit different because we actually saw it. You know what I mean? We actually had,
okay.
I don't know, but I get what you're saying, that
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they're similar, right?
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Or Are you familiar with it now,
Yeah,
or did you kind of get caught up? Okay,
but,
good.
You know, women beating is still bad. The person should be accountable for what they did, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's one thing about like, if, let's say something is said about you, if you did it, have the decency to at least admit it.
For sure.
You know, that's my thing.
Yeah.
You know, but if you never did it, at least show some type of proof, because a lot of people get run off with the semi-truth that's put out, and if you're not accountable to your truths, whether you did it or not, you know, just I hope people won't let the social media basically bully them into a way where they're not able to like defend themselves, you know.
I was gonna say that can get sticky though, because I don't know. I've had a friend of mine's brother's wife was in a situation, like I think it's about a year ago now, maybe even be a bit more, where she was accused of something, but she actually stayed silent, right? Because I think she was more or less instructed to do so, right? And later on, it did get thrown out. So it's kind of like, do you try to defend yourself, and then people like drag you more, or you say the wrong thing, or like it's very hard to kind of, I feel like in those situations, know what to do. I said he should just have hired a PR person or a PR team to deal with that and not said anything, because I feel like what he has said, I don't know if you guys have watched it or not, probably brought more scrutiny to him, if anything.
What did he say?
Oh, he went on live and just aired out a bunch of other things that have happened in the past, lies that were told on her end, and like basically it just made it look.
Oh no!
Not,
that sounds like, but she did this, so it's like,
yeah,
oh,
basically,
and
and proof that he had that she also was like cheating and stuff like that. But it was kind of like was that the best approach?
No, it's the worst.
No.
He's making it because he's kind of justifying his behavior. It's kind of like, well, she did this to me too, so we're even.
Yeah,
It's
It's
what it
like
sounds
a
like.
defense mechanism, you know?
Exactly.
You don't want to make it seem as if you're the bad guy, so you have to defend yourself so you can protect your image.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right?
On the flip side, though, like, what about the victims that don't have proof and are actual victims? That's where it gets a bit complicated. You know, where it's like, no, this person actually abused me, hit me. Do you have proof? No, but shut up, you're lying.
I get what you're saying. It is a very touchy subject, and obviously we're not into victim blaming and things like that. There are going to be men that lie, and there are going to be women that lie. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. And there are going to be people that are saying the truth and that are not going to be immediately believed, right? And yeah, it's very sticky. I just think you should just get a PR person and just not say too much.
But not everybody can afford a PR though. Like in
At
terms
his
of
level.
of course, but I'm just like general public. Let's say you have a couple thousand followers and that happens to you.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a different scenario.
Yeah. I mean, in that scenario, you gotta wait it out, man.
Yeah,
you know?
stay quiet.
Yeah, because if you only have like 2,000 followers, whatever, people don't really care that much.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. If you're not at a certain level, yeah, it probably will just get
Washed away.
washed away. Yeah. I actually know of a guy that is like known in Toronto, but not like, not on this level, right? And it came out about a couple months ago that he was accused of abusing women too, and lots of women came out. But like, it's funny because already now I don't really hear much about it anymore. So it's almost like it's already been
Forgotten. Yeah.
essentially.
That's a news
right?
cycle. You know, people like, okay, what else is trending?
Kind of what you said. If you're not to a certain level, you probably don't need to do that because it probably will just fade out. Not to say whether that's right or wrong, but it's just the facts. The more popular you are, the more sensational the news will be, the more likely it will be to ruin your whatever career you have.
Yeah.
Okay. I also wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this whole cancel culture? Do you guys think we're too quick to cancel people? Think it's gone too far? What are your thoughts?
I think, stop telling me what to do. You know, I think that people's values and morals are different, right? So it's like, just because you think this is wrong, we should stop, you stop. You know what I mean? Don't involve me in what you want to do and stuff. That's where my beef comes with it. It's like, how can you listen to this person? He did this. Okay, but let me decide if I want to listen to it or not. Don't shame me because you don't agree with what I'm doing.
Oh,
Because
like,
now it's just a weird cycle. You know? That's how I feel about it.
yeah.
I
Like,
didn't answer
listen to
your
him like kind of like R. Kelly almost, right? Like,
Oh,
don't
don't put
listen
that on
to
me.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. Because,
Yeah.
like, let's be real, we all kind of know.
Yeah. When the track comes on, you don't really skip the song, you know?
No.
Until somebody else walks in the room, you're like, okay, let me change this. But, yeah.
For me, cancel culture is, I feel as though like we do it too early because like all the facts isn't presented. Both parties that are both into the situation haven't spoken yet, and we're so quick to like just click cancel based on what's told at first. I don't think it's fair to do that. Let's just wait, see what both parties have to present in terms of facts or accusations, and then let's make a decision upon what's presented. But just canceling quick like that, I don't think that's cool.
Yeah. I think cancel culture, is just a trend where people follow the weight, you know. And for me, it's almost as if it's fake, because it will last for a short period of time, and then you'll forget about it. And for example, Tory Lanez, people canceled him for 2 weeks, and then they started finding like, oh well, maybe she was lying, maybe this and that. People started listening to his music again.
Yeah.
Same thing with R. Kelly or like the big names.
No, R. Kelly got canceled. I feel like
people were still rooting for him.
The
Because they're like, oh, like, the aunties, the uncles,
they're
like,
still
you know,
going on his tours. Yeah.
the old school folks. They were like, well, I grew up with R. Kelly, like, I played him at my wedding, so I'm not gonna cancel him. It's just certain aspect of cancel culture is just, for me, it's just it doesn't make sense.
And then also to be devil's advocate, right? Even if he did do that, does that take away from the fact that he was, for instance, just using R. Kelly since we're talking about him, does that take away from the fact that he is a talented artist?
A little, because like, what are you talking about right now, man? You're talking about a little girl in the song that I loved. And that's where it gets a little weird, because he makes like sex music and also it's like, oh, like you weren't thinking about a grown woman, you were thinking about a child. So now, with this new information, it's kind of tough to enjoy it the way I used to.
Okay, interesting.
Wait, but how do we? But okay, this is gonna sound like I'm defending him. I'm not trying to defend him at all.
No,
this is what I have to
honestly,
say.
this is about sharing
because,
and thinking different perspectives.
like Duke said, right? He, like, based on this type of song that he was singing, he was thinking about a little girl, right? But he was married and affiliated with, you know, grown women as well too. So it's not, he can be speaking about the marriage that he was in, or
But he married her.
No,
He married her
yeah.
minor, didn't he? Like
no, he
married Aaliyah when she was like
married?
illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also had like a grown
a
wife.
grown
But then he
mom,
was
yeah.
abusive to his
And
wife.
he also had like a bunch of women in his basement, right? So,
Yes.
that were young. So what are we talking about, guys?
it's still wrong.
Okay.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you know what
I hear you though. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you're saying if you don't know who he's talking about.
exactly, right?
That's kind of
100%.
Yeah.
I obviously, like my background in social work, like I don't condone any of those types of things, but I also don't condone immediately canceling someone without getting the facts. So,
Yeah, I think that as a consumer, it's like our responsibility to kind of do that, you know, and be somewhat responsible.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes in, like, okay, you're making the choice of listening to this person. You know? So.
Yeah.
But is cancel culture a real thing though? Like, can you
I think
cancel
it is.
someone
It is.
and
Nobody's been successfully canceled.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you think
Like,
it's
remember
like
the whole Doja Cat situation?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, yeah, she's
It is,
canceled.
no,
but
it
then
is
she
true.
won like
What
an
did she do?
award for the best
Yeah.
artist
You can't
in
cancel.
2020. So it's just like, but you guys canceled her
That's
early
PR
this
stuff
year.
though. Like that's
But still, is it a real thing?
no, it is a real thing.
I think-
People have taken
Okay,
hits.
it's
Number
real.
wise,
Yes.
it's real.
It's
I
real,
believe
but
it
the
is a real
success
thing.
rate is not that good.
It depends on who you are, I think too. I think if you're a black male, like if you get past that whole cancel culture, you're lucky. You're lucky. People must really like you, because I feel like if in that situation you're more likely to get canceled and it's more likely to stick, and you might get charged too.
Yeah, unless you do it against a black woman,
Yeah. There you go.
you know.
Yeah, like exactly. Maybe that can account for why Tory Lanez got a
Exactly.
like essentially like
Look at who the
it kind of
victim
got
is.
forgotten.
Would you say that the cancel culture was effective when Michael got convicted, allegedly convicted with the kids?
Oh, yeah.
The cancel
I
culture was
think-
prominent at that time,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
But he still prevailed.
You think so? I think they made him out to look like he's crazy.
Yeah.
Like whack. Like what do they call him? Whack
Wacko
Jack.
Jacko.
Oh yeah. Like, they
To
kind
this
of to this day they kind of some people still think he was someone who was, and that was a different way in that time too. I don't think
Yeah.
social media was as prevalent, but
It
it was
wasn't,
like the
yeah.
news and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I also wanted to talk about there's a hashtag Believe Black Women. And what do you guys think about that hashtag? Because it just says like, believe Black women. And yeah, what do you guys think about it?
I think it's good still,
I think it's good.
because a lot of stories of Black women been telling about like different things that happen in different industries, behind corporate offices, behind doors and stuff. A lot of people didn't really take in account of the story, like didn't really believe it, And over time, because of social media and footage and everything like that, a lot of things. It helped, I believe, a lot of Black women. Especially, there's one thing as well, the whole Zara incident with the braids. I don't know if you guys remember that at STC.
What happened?
Like, the girl that got fired because she had braids?
She got fired because she had braids, and when she got on social media, and she was able to get enough people to vouch for her and everything like that, which I found was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like, because it reminds you of the believe all women hashtag, and it's like you can't believe all of anything, and that's what the problem is. But at the same time, a lot of times Black women go through things and people don't believe them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's because I know that's a reality as well. So that's where I'm kind of torn. So I'm with the hashtag, but at the same time, part of me is kind of like,
Yeah. It's kind of like the whole Me Too, right? It's kind of like that in the sense that this is a population where a lot of the time before, their issues used to be swept under the rug and no one really cared and things like that. So it has been a good thing, but then also I do think that with any good thing, it can turn into a bad thing if it goes to, if it ends up going too far, right? Not to say any of them have, but I'm just saying that can happen with even a good, idea, a good intentioned thought or movement. So
but I believe also the people working for a lot of these news outlets, right, they also should take account. I feel as though they haven't been doing a really good, they have in a way, but haven't really taken the time to do it a lot more, because a lot of the whole Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, they have the power to shed light on a lot of situations that do happen on larger scales, medium scales, and smaller scales in societies.
Okay, so the next piece I wanted to talk about in terms of the music industry, since we're kind of already on that topic, talking about the R. Kellys and the MJ stuff and whatnot. What do you guys think about Future, NBA YoungBoy, Lil Durk, and just them being very do you think they have any responsibility in the sense that what they're kind of portraying to their viewers, which are largely young Black, kids, or well, not even just Black, probably just kids in general. And in terms of them having, so much unprotected sex, children, what do you guys think about that? Yeah.
They're toxic. They are toxic men. Yeah. But then again, they don't hold themselves accountable for the behavior because they're free, and I feel like they don't believe that they have responsibilities when it comes to uphold their image. Kids follow them, like you said. Also, grown-ass men do. They have so many rappers that collaborate with them. Especially NBA YoungBoy. For me, that boy, a mess. A mess. He's a whole ass mess. But people love him. They love the toxic, what is it called?
Toxicity?
Yeah, they love it. And I don't know what happened to this generation where it's okay to just be a mess.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has so many baby mamas, and everybody knows that he has an STD. He has herpes and he has different baby mamas, so people think it's okay to have an STD and still have unprotected sex because people do it and it's normal. So it's normalized in the sense where it's okay to be wild. And
because it's one thing to be having sex with someone in a monogamous relationship where the partner has something, but you guys have kind of worked out, come to terms with it and worked out how to do that, right? And also in terms of being toxic, I think of the meme with Future where it's something like he was toxic but you had fun though, right?
He has so many women deserve less. He has so many things that he says.
Would you rather cry in a Phantom or
in a Nissan?
Right?
Yeah, right. So it's as you said, it's kind of our society and what they're kind of promoting too, right?
But for YoungBoy, it's he's young and he has money. I don't blame him. I'm sorry. No, you're young, bro. If you have that many millions, at your hands, you're gonna do some stupid shit and you're gonna keep doing it. Because a lot of times, normal men, don't figure out their life until 40 or 35 or something, right?
Do you think eventually he's gonna get canceled?
No.
Ever?
No. He has herpes and baby moms, bro. He's unstoppable.
Oh my gosh.
No, you can't.
But what if he gets something worse than herpes?
I don't think it gets worse than the HIV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
My take on this whole situation is that what they're doing right now is like unorganized polygamy, you know? I feel as though
Sorry.
it's some real stuff.
Yeah.
I feel as though they should conduct polygamy in a sense where there's a sense of discipline and organization, you know?
Like a cult, yeah.
Not like a cult.
You see, he's about to agree with me.
No,
He's about to agree with me.
But I'm saying in a sense where it's like he has a peace of mind at home, everything is in order, and then he can conduct his career in how he does it. You
So
know?
what are you suggesting he does?
I suggest they bring some type of organization, like some sense of organizing his household, you know.
So he should have like sister wives type of thing?
You know, if that's something that can work out, yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay.
It makes more sense for him financially and publicly as well too, because you know, as you know, with the age of social media, people are into other people's businesses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And while I would agree that would probably make more sense than what he's currently doing, do you think that would probably have more of an effect on his career than him just doing what he's doing right now? Him to actually be in a polygamous marriage?
I think it'd be good still.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of his fans are immature, so like, oh my god, I mean, young boy did this, he bagged 8 women, like, you know, so it'll be. I
So
don't
you
know.
think it would be kind of
Yeah,
accepted?
his fans are kids a lot of
Oh,
times, so
okay.
they're just gonna be surprised by everything he's doing. But I mean, for the future situation, he's too grown to be doing this.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's what 37, and he's
And they're like almost 40.
Yeah,
He's almost 40,
and he still has like every week new baby moms. So
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, man. I'm surprised he didn't get Lori Harvey pregnant.
Yeah, that caught me off fast too.
Well, that's why so many people big up Ciara so much, right? Because it's like she went from, you know, that fuckboy type to like, you know, the
Russell.
husband type, right?
Yeah.
The man. Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like women need to go through that. You know?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like,
Hold on.
no, I'm saying like you need to go because a lot of times you want what you want and then you get it, you're like, oh, I don't really want that. Like it looks nice from the outside,
Yeah.
and then when you actually get into what you need, you're like, oh shit, I needed this, which is like what her Russell is. But the future was cool, popping, you know what I'm saying? We get with that, but it's a loud lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got out of it, safe, of course, and she went to Russell.
Super
That's
lucky.
true.
Not a lot make it, eh?
Not a lot of things. I'm saying.
She came out with a baby though, but you know, it's
Yeah. But he accepted it, right? Like,
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out. But I kind of understand what you're saying in a sense. Not to say that they need to go through it, but I get what you're saying that a lot of women, their experiences, they experience a few F-boys, and then they say, okay, I'm tired of being treated like crap, so now I'm going to go for a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Which is facts. I can say for myself, like, that's for me. So,
Yeah,
And
me
some-
too.
yo,
Me too. Been there, done that.
Some just don't like never learn. Like there's this one clip that was going viral. London showed me. It was this guy that was talking about. He basically has this show where he just gives people advice, but
Okay.
he gives brutal advice. So he had this girl come
Isn't
up.
that guy Kevin? Something?
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
saw that.
He was
I
talking
saw
to this girl
that.
who was, I guess, a single mother, right?
She was a single mother and she was like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you are not the prize. Like you are not the prize. He's like, you're average at best. You have a child. You know what I mean? You don't deserve a high value man. And I'm like, what is this?
He said
Deserve.
this. He did say this.
Like,
Right? With him, it's a tricky one because number one, he's older, he's always wearing suits. He's not the type of guy I would go for, to be honest, right? Because he's talking about how young women like older men. Like he was saying, young 20-year-old something women
he
would
said, I
go
can't
for
beat them up with
would
a
go
stick.
for a man like him. The only way he can beat them, the only way that's gonna happen is if he's rich. I don't know his financial status,
Yeah.
but the only way he'd be beating off 20-something-year-old girls with a stick, him, is if he has your money.
Yeah.
That's the only way,
Yeah.
right? But I think he's kind of like he's really harsh. Not to say there isn't some truth to what he's saying.
yeah.
Like not to say there isn't some shred of truth.
Mhm.
I have seen women with 3-4 kids that still get a very nice guy. He might not be what he calls the whatever 1% or 10%
Yeah, exactly.
or whatever. But I've seen kids with like girls with many kids that actually still end up getting a guy that I'm like he's like a good guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not 100%, but I get what he's saying.
Mhm.
That man that has a lot of money, has certain status, has no kids, he's probably gonna go for a young teen that has no kids that looks real good. Like
Yeah.
that's just
But what else do you think about like the people who actually subscribe to his principles? Because I know some guys who watch his videos like, no, this is real, this is facts. I think that's so cool.
They want to make themselves feel better, basically.
Pretty much.
They want to make themselves feel better by putting down these women. Because are you one of the guys he's talking about? No. Are you one of the guys he's talking about? Like that are in this whatever, like 6-figure maker kind of thing? They're probably not a lot of the guys who listen to his channel. They just like to hear him cutting women down because they've probably gone through some bad experiences.
That's why.
Yeah.
And even letting him like control your life like that is crazy to me. Like, you know, like let's say you're a person who doesn't meet any of the criteria, and then you go to a show, like you're nothing. Like you're never gonna be anything because you're not tall, you're not making money, you're not this. And then you end the call, that's your life now? Like, what do you do? You can't change these things. No, it doesn't make any kind of sense to me.
I feel there's a sense of, I wouldn't say reality check based on his standards, but more of like an alarm, like, hey, like, you know, let's step it up a little bit. It might, I feel as though like it can be something like that. You can use those particular thoughts or whatever he says to you as motivation. Maybe you probably need to step it up a bit, you know, on different departments in your life. So
yeah, and I do think that sometimes in this society we all feel entitled. Like every guy feels entitled to have a bad, you know, be or whatever, or every girl feels entitled to have a guy that makes, you know, this much money. When it's kind of like, but do you bring those things to the table? Like, do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, maybe it is kind of like a reality check, as you said.
Yeah.
So he speaks for, I've never watched any of his videos.
Should.
I don't think I will. But does he speak for women or against women, and for men or against men? What is the...
I think he's both checked guys and said, you have to step it up. And he's also, I think the ones I see mostly are the ones where he's like, battering the woman, basically saying you need to get off your high horse, relax yourself, like you're not the prize, because usually it's like a woman who he deems as not being the best looking or having some sort of what he would probably call baggage, like children or whatnot, right? So it's probably not the best thing to watch if you're like a single woman in your 30s, you know?
It's so bad. Like, looking at this is terrible.
Because you'll probably not feel good about yourself after.
How do the comments look like?
Oh, the guys in the comments are like, oh, this is facts. These women need to get off like their head. And then, my mom overheard me listening, because I listen to everything. I listen to because I want to hear the different relationship points, right? So I listen to it. My mom's like, why are you listening to this trash?
Like, it's audio garbage, man. It's a lot, man. People that really subscribe to this, to me, it's crazy. It's just like conditioning your mind to think like that is insane. You know, it's kind of like looking at life as just check marks. Well, like, I have this, which means I need to match girls like this. I mean, she will look at me because I don't have this. What?
But it's not based on someone else's opinion.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's not always right, because I've seen also, on the flip side, I've seen 6-figure earners date a girl who I would say, when I look at her, is pretty average. Do you know what I mean? So both things happen. I guess he's talking about what he believes to be the majority, or what he believes to be happens most of the time. I also want to ask you guys about the whole Dr. Dre and his, soon to be ex-wife or whatever, asking for $2 million a month. How you felt about that?
Get the money, sis.
What?
It's killing me right now.
$2 million a month for what?
For what?
I feel like she definitely was detrimental to his career for her to ask $2 million a month. I feel like it's a bit excessive, but if he has the money, like, why not?
Even if I had the money, too much.
I watched a video where, for example, like Michelle Obama, she was talking about how she met Barack Obama. They went to a restaurant. So they went to a restaurant, and then she recalled dating the owner of the restaurant. So then Barack Obama told her, oh, if you were married to that man, you would be the wife of a restaurant owner. And then she told him, no, if I was married to that man, he would be the president of the United States. So some women definitely feel entitled that they put men in positions where they are today, successful, rich, wealthy, and this and that. So when it comes to Dr. Dre's wife, she must have done something. I don't know what she did, but she did what she had to do for him to be in a position where he's one of the richest men on earth, and on top of that, he's a black man.
Alright.
I mean, as a
Well,
black
not
man,
her,
like he.
but like I know what
You
you're
know
I'm not pocket watching, but
I'm
yo,
just
I don't
saying,
I
I'm
don't think
saying.
he's beat up
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
he's
Okay,
probably
and-
not on Earth.
and
But, like,
America.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
In hip hop.
In hip hop, yeah.
Nah, he's actually.
Well, you guys get what I'm saying.
Yes.
One of the richest men out there.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 million, I feel like it's a bit excessive, but if she wants to go for whatever she feels like it, do it. And if she wins, that says a lot.
She didn't win. That's the thing.
She didn't.
I was watching that shit. No,
Oh,
she didn't.
I actually didn't know what happened.
She asked for like $900,000 a month for like entertainment, 20 grand for phone bill and stuff. People are like, yo, what the hell is this?
20
So,
grand on what?
Apparently she's being indicted for like fraud.
Wow.
Yeah, like apparently she used a card or something like that for some fraudulent activities and saying it's under business expenses. So she's being looked at now. I'm like, I've told you guys, this is funny. $2 million a month?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah. I'm also gonna say that, like, I think she's definitely entitled to something.
Yeah,
100%. You've been with him how many years? Probably holding him down, raising his children and whatnot. But yeah, 2 million. Like, I feel like, girl, you
month.
pushing it. You pushing it.
get a job, start a career, invest in yourself, and also
I don't
did
even
she
think she would
ask?
have to do that. Even if she got 2 million a year, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to work, right?
But is
So-
it 2 mil for the kid? Is it for her personally? Is it with the kids too?
It's spousal support.
How old are the kids?
Oh hell no, not 2 mil? No, you crazy. For herself? No, not even for the kids. The kids won't even get to touch it.
I know the males are always like, hell no, that's crazy, you know? And the women are usually like,
Get
get your bags. But I definitely think, when I really think about it, somewhere in the middle is probably, more, actually equitable and fair. But I will say that because we're not at that level, we can't understand her viewpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what we might think is totally excessive, she might think is just
Reasonable.
reasonable. So it's all like your perception as well, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But the breakdown still stands out to me. $900,000 for entertainment a month.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
That's my
she's
question.
flying to Paris on like Friday and coming back.
6 times just for
I
fun?
know.
Like, what is this?
I know. It's kind of crazy.
Yes. Insane.
But thank you guys so much for coming on. I know we talked about some, touchy topics and some, fun topics too.
Yeah.
I also, for the viewers, please know that like what we're trying to do is just really show all aspects of the situation. We're not saying one thing's right or wrong, but just showing various perspectives. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let us know what you thought in the comments. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
And
us.
thank you for tuning in to Dani Changg.
Peace.
Never thought I could be so unselfish, 'cause I gave you everything. Gave you all that I had, now you want someone else.
No, I think we finished the conversation.
Talking about Bun for Bun. That was our
That was the last
on camera.
I remember. But then you started saying